My name is Steve Toadvine, and I am the Vice President of a large hospital in the United States in Lexington, Kentucky. It's been my privilege to be associated with Hospital Imam Al-Hujah now for really over the past 5 years. As the planning began, meetings began, I was privileged to attend the grand opening of this hospital last year. So I've seen a lot of the development of this hospital taking place over the months. And now my friend and I, Mr. Greg Bottager, have been privileged to visit over the past week to tour the hospital, to interview the staff, to interview the doctors, and really try to understand the current needs of the hospital and the successes of the hospital. It's been really amazing to me to see all the people that have come together to make this hospital really a tremendous and a very high quality hospital. From the facility design, which was really very well and incredibly well done, the facility design with the features you have, the operating rooms, the cardiac cath lab, the ICUs, the CCU, just first class facilities, top-notch equipment, really put together by great leadership in the planning of this hospital. Secondly, you have tremendous staff here. Doctors you've attracted from really around the world, internationally known doctors, advanced in their specialties, and local doctors here from Karbala and throughout Iraq coming here to work, to give their time and care for patients here. The procedures you have here rival those that I know about from the U.S. The quality of the care, the quality of the surgery seems to me really to be at a level really essentially the same as what we offer in the U.S. So I've been impressed with your physicians. I've been impressed with the procedures they performed, the equipment they have to do it, and the quality they provide. Again, we think about your staff and we think about your nursing care. We've interviewed many of your nurses this week. They do have a sincere passion and concern for each patient. So I've been amazed at how quickly such a quality hospital has developed here. There is room to continue to grow, to continue to increase, to continue to improve. We thought this week some about what stands between this hospital today and perhaps accreditation by an organization like ISO or by the Joint Commission International. And really, in a lot of ways, you're not far away from being able to do that. A lot of it has to do with some documentation, increased requirements for certain positions in the hospital. A lot of that will be solved by your new electronic records system, which you've begun to implement. Looks like a good system. You're integrating the PACS system for images in radiology, and now ordering labs through the electronic system, prescriptions, the pharmacy through the electronic system. So you're rapidly advancing, and I think that as you continue to implement new phases of the electronic system, really a lot of your issues related to accreditation standards will be solved. So again, I've been very pleased to be here. We've been welcomed. Everyone has been impressive. I am going to encourage any physicians that I'm in contact with to consider this hospital, to check it out, look at what's being done here, to come and maybe be able to help. Syed Jaffer, your hospital president, has asked if perhaps we could send some folks from our hospital in the U.S. to come here for training classes. I think many of them will be very interested and excited to come, and will enjoy their time here in Karbala as I have. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Greg Bottager. I'm the Executive Director of the Cancer Center at Baptist Health Lexington, which is in Kentucky in the United States. And Dr. Steve Toadvine and I have been very blessed to come here to Karbala the last week to look at this wonderful hospital, Imam Al-Hujah, and look at the wonderful staff and facilities. When we first got to the facility, I was really impressed with the cleanliness, how clean the facility is, how from a safety standpoint, that coming into the hospital, I could see it was a very clean environment, which is a very important thing for a hospital. And then on top of that, just how intentional each of the staff members are with taking care of the facility. So when patients come in, they know they have a clean and safe environment. I'm also a nurse by trade. I've been a nurse for 10 years. So I was really interested in seeing the nursing staff in the hospital because nurses are involved in almost every part of the process within the hospital, from taking information from patients to labs to scans to procedures, but nurses are involved working with the doctors in every part of the hospital. So I really wanted to see what kind of quality nurses we had here in the hospital, and I have to say I have been very impressed. We have strong nursing leadership, leaders in the hospital on each floor, who care very much not only for the patients, each and every patient. I got to watch the nurses here take care of patients and their families and do an outstanding job. But they're also, the nurses on each floor are taking care of each other. And they work very well with the doctors. The doctors are very intentional with the patients to understand what's going on, to prescribe medications and treatments to help the patient get better, but also really look at how they can care for all of the patient, all of the family. And they work, the doctors work very well with the nurses. I think as this hospital continues to grow, there's a lot of growth opportunities, from the ICU to medical surgical floors. This hospital has so much room to grow, and as it grows, there are so many strong leaders and nurses and staff in this hospital to help the hospital grow and change the community around it. Because I have been a part of communities that, as the hospital has grown, as the hospital has changed, the community has been impacted and positively impacted. And I know the hospital here is going to do that for the environment and for the culture around it. This hospital has only been open a year and a half, which is remarkable. That was something, as we came into the hospital, I couldn't believe that this hospital had only been open for a year and a half. The changes, the improvements in such a short time are remarkable. Our recommendations are more to help sustain the growth of the hospital. There's really strong leadership in place, and they're ready to do and improve their quality and consistent care. And so our recommendations will focus on that to adjust as the hospital continues to grow and positively change the environment. But this last week has been an awesome experience for us, and we've been so blessed to be a part of it. And so for Dr. Steve Toadvine and I, we would say, shukran, whatever, shukran.